It's just a title that doesn't come with an asterisk. At least one I can think of. Maybe someone will get creative, but Kevin Love and Kyrie weren't hurt, or the equivalents of them, whatever Boston would be. They weren't hurt. Steph wasn't the second best player on this team. He carried the team to win. He had the one game that wasn't good, and the Warriors won anyway. But in the other 5 games, he was tremendous, and he got his Finals MVP. Ties him with Isaiah Thomas, with a bunch of people, but with Isaiah Thomas too, another shooting or another point guard who has 2 titles, only one Finals MVP. Steph obviously has a couple more titles than what Isaiah does, and I don't think. I don't know what else you could say about him. That, like, you can't really say he doesn't play defense either. No. He played defense in this series. And again, he led a team that's not a quote unquote super team. And I don't know what else you would say about him if you were like a Steph Curry detractor.
The detractors are going to find something every single time, but there are certain things that Steph got rid of completely. There is no question who the best player in the NBA Finals was this year, and it was Steph Curry. He should have won Finals MVP in 2015. They can make all the smoke they want about Andre Iguodala. Look, I love Andre Iguodala, and at the time, I was happy that Iggy won Finals MVP. I figured Steph was going to get it multiple times after this, honestly. And then they went and got KD. And so now you're no longer the unquestioned best player on your team. It's an argument now between him and KD. Most people are leaning KD's way. Again, he didn't play as great in, I think it's the first KD championship. Right, the second one is the one that he dropped 29, 8, and 8, or whatever it was.
Yeah, the second one was the triple, basically triple double.
First one, he didn't play as great. KD really blew him out of the water. It was obvious, no question, who should have been Finals MVP on the Warriors side. It was Kevin Durant. That second year that they won it together, there was an argument, a legit argument for Steph Curry, or for them. I think the most popular argument was share it. Co-MVPs, because they were both that important to them getting that championship. This time around, there's no question who the best player on the floor was night in and night out, except for literally one night where his team picked him up. But other than that, it was Steph Curry. It was number 30, and there's no question. He stepped his game up. He stepped his game up defensively. He did what needed to be done offensively. And there is no asterisk with this one. It was on if there's an asterisk, it's on who was the Eastern Conference champions, because they're going to say forever that the Celtics beat Milwaukee without Chris Middleton, and they beat Miami, who was dealing with injuries on their own. Look, injuries are part of the game. It just happens. It's the luck of the draw if your team stays healthy enough to get you to the championship and then win the championship. But for the Steph detractors out here, they're going to have to try a lot harder now, because he is a 4-time champion and a 2-time regular season MVP, first unanimous MVP, the greatest shooter we've ever seen, and now a Finals MVP to go with it. And he ain't done. They already came out immediately. The Warriors are the favorite next year to win the championship. If they grow these young guys, if Poole gets better and more consistent, Kuminga, Moody get better, and you start seeing them actually playing real minutes in the NBA, Wiseman, we'll see what we get out of him. But they're not going to get worse. They're not going to be worse next year than they are this year. They're not losing anybody that is a detriment to the team by them being lost. I'm almost positive Wiggins is still under contract, right?
For one more year.
For one more year?
They already talked about extending him.
Exactly. You're going to extend that. And that, go back to the Petty Tour real quick. The one guy who really had a ton that could have been said and didn't, Andrew Wiggins. That man had every right to come out on the Petty Tour, but that's just not his style. He doesn't do that much talking. He's not that animated, but he had every right. He could have came out and blasted everybody over the last 8 years for all the stuff that was said about him. But Steph, if you still have a problem with Steph Curry, and from what I've heard from people that don't like Steph Curry, is that he's cocky. Okay, sorry. He's earned it a little bit, and it's not even in a rude kind of cockiness. It's a playful cockiness, which makes me laugh most of the time when he does the things he does. But he's just such a joy to watch play basketball. It's a beautiful game to watch when he's on his game, and I don't know what you could say about this man to detract anymore from what he has done for this game, for that team, that franchise, and for himself. 4-time champ, 2-time MVP, Finals MVP. He's moving his way up. We talked about legacy and what would happen if they lost it. Where would his legacy be? Look, now he keeps going up, and he won this one, and they're not done. This man might end up having 6, the same as Michael Jordan by the time his career is done, and there's going to be a lot of stuff being said if that's the case when it's all said and done.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what?